Hello, welcome to the Eye Clinic video series. I'm Dr. Iyer. I'm going to be doing a repeat of episode number 16 because the last time we recorded it, the live stream on Facebook was glitchy. We didn't have a good Wi-Fi connection. The recording did not go well. So this is a repeat of episode number 16. In the previous episodes, we had talked about the learned helplessness, and this episode number 16 is going to be about the identities that we hold as our reality. And there's an interesting experiment the Greek philosopher Heraclitus, but the Ship of Theseus is a very famous philosophical experiment on the persistence of identities. Theseus was a Greek hero, and his ship sailed the Aegean seas. And the interesting thing about that ship was it voyaged for almost a decade and a half. And during its voyages, the sailors would replace the aging beams, the timber, the planks of the ship, as they decayed, would be replaced by new planks, even while the ship was at high sea. They continued to do this throughout the voyage, even replacing the planks beneath the waterline, until finally, when the ship would arrive at the other end, there was no plank that had not been replaced, and all the planks of the ship had been changed. So the question that the Greek philosophers asked is it the same ship? And the even bigger question is, where in the architecture of the ship does the idea ship exist? Because the entity ship was in the planks of the ship, on the structure and layout of the planks, and when the planks were changed, is it the same ship? The idea of the problem of the Ship of Theseus is an interesting conundrum in the persistence of identities, and we soon realize it is. The Ship of Theseus is actually a symbol for our own body, because every day billions of cells in our body change. They die, new ones come in. So our body is not the same every day, and it's definitely not the same as we were when we were young versus when we are old. Yet the idea of self persists unchanged. Each one of us believes that we are the same person that existed when we were 20 or 10, right up to 60 or 70 or 80. And the idea of that persona, the persona, remains the same even though the planks, the cells of the body themselves have changed. And it is this identity, the idea, that defines much of our reality. The Ship of Theseus is not so much about the problem of changing body, but it is actually more important of the problem of persistence of identity. And it's not that much of a problem, but more of a phenomenon of the persistence of identity. And it is this persistence of identity that contains within it both the good as well as the bad in the way that people live our lives. For one reason, the persistence of identity is valuable because it would be a big problem if we went to sleep as one person and got up the next day and believed ourselves to be someone else. So the persistence of identity through the states of consciousness is a very valuable phenomena that enables us to pick up where we left off and continue in the story of our lives. On the other hand, since life is a constant change all the time, and the planks of the ship are keeping on being replaced, the cells of our body are keeping on replaced, the functions change as we go, this idea, the phenomenon of persistence of identity can also become the problem when we are unable to let go of an old set of identity and accept the movement to a new version. And it is this dynamic balance between both the persistence of a persona in the balanced with the change of persona, which the exercise of the Ship of Theseus really has value in. So when we sit and ponder the question of the Ship of Theseus, it actually enables us to find our own tipping point between persistence and acceptance of change. The philosopher Heraclitus made the famous statement that you can't step in the same river twice, because the river as such is an idea of a moving body of water contained within two banks. Yet, the movement of the water ensures that no person can step in the same set of waters twice. So while there is constancy in the outline and the form of the river, there is continual change in the actual content of the river. And with that, I leave you today to ponder the question of the Ship of Theseus in your own lives. This is the Eye Clinic. We do primary care as part of Loudon Medical Group. Thank you for joining me this morning, and I'll see you again next week.